This is the folder that I have for Eli. I got him 1 year ago, but the research that I was doing before I got him spanned back another year, so that was 3 years of my life dedicated to properly researching everything with Eli. This is the shedding record. Ran down every single time he has shedded. We've got Sunday glass surf briefly. On the evening of Sunday, he loved the hammock more. Blackbeard for 2 minutes, surfed briefly, hammock, shed, no shed, appetite lower, bath all morning. So this goes across a couple months. This is the behaviour patterns that he had over a few months. He looked at me as if he was trying to work me out. I kept checking on him every few minutes. Some extra time watching him today. Strange thing is, I keep catching myself talking to him. These are more sort of entries in the diary. This is each day, so we have 14th of May 2026, 15th of May 2026. This is the most recent one, so we're near the back. This is each of the bugs. Locust, there was 5 of them, normal basking, no visible shed, black soldier fly larva. These are all the supplements. Hydration and bathing. Research date 8th of January 2026. Research date 14th of February 2025. Closure enrichment. Temperature gradient research. UVB. This one has gone back very far. Daily care logs. This is the first week daily notes. All of the individual vitamin research. We have post-bath, coloration excellent. Appetite reduced today, offered greens instead. Excellent coloration, bright eyes, strong grip. Very active, patrolling enclosure perimeter. So many documents. Something that I do usually every day as well is give them a bath. Great for hydration, great for cooling them down, especially in weather like this as well. See, he grabs onto my finger instinctively, and now I have the dragon. He's looking at the water running. To them, he probably thinks it's a waterfall, but it's not. I run the hot tap and the cold tap as well. Lukewarm water, but I'm going to make it slightly colder because it's really hot days there. Not too hot. If it's too cold, it'd be counterproductive. Oh, when he went in, he was ambitious. Ambitious guy in the water. And I simulate the waves of the ocean. And he's really running. He doesn't actually swim that much usually, he just sits in one spot, but I think it's because it's really hot. Definitely cooling off. But if I put my hand here, he won't even try and climb up here or anything. So I know he's not scared. Now when it's frantic because he'll start trying to climb the walls. He'll keep slipping. So now the water's really cold, so he wants to get out. he just climbed onto my hand like that, so I don't take him out. Meow 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 meow. Aw, he's like a little baby now. Ladies and gentle ladies, obviously we had the bath sequence, and now I'm going to actually give him more because he doesn't drink from this. I get my cup, and he's got this little dropper, and you put it up. I do a little drop. Maybe he doesn't want more today. Even on a hot day, he's got his reservoirs. We'll try that again later. And what I do with the rest of the water, usually after he drinks it, the humidity I've found from observations, 35.2% is the perfection. Nothing less or nothing lower. And I pour that into that. Now he's got like a little swimming pool, but it's mainly, like I said, the humidity. May have already taken it in from the bath. I hope it's alright. It's not like him to usually drink water.
Paul, I had a relationship with his lizard is...
No, Lord, Mike, Michael, Eli, Vhagar, Ermantraut.
Sorry? Lord, Mike, Ermantraut,
Okay, fine. Dragon.
dragon, lizard, kite, whatever.
Dragon.
You told me it was gone in a month. And you've even got a folder.
This is the 4-point check. 4-point check. Let's do the cooler side. Take the reading. I remember it and then I write it in the log in the folder. We do underneath the cave. Now I put this sock here. It's actually a frozen water bottle. I wrapped it in the sock just so it brings up more cold ambient temperature for the room. Especially on a hot day like this. The main branch that he sits on, I measure that. And then obviously where he is right now, the basking spot reads as 106.4, which is perfect. Anywhere between 100 and 110 is usually good, but I like to do everything specifically. I do everything specifically now because there was one time that I wanted to show him the outside in the sky. I wanted him to see the real sky for once in his life, and he came out of my hand and he fell down onto the floor and he started running all over the place, and he went underneath the fence panel, and I was shaking and I was almost crying, and I had to get my granddad to unpanel the fence, and I was holding onto his little tail for so long. I'm even shaking now thinking about it. That one event has given me literal trauma and PTSD from it. And I try not, I have nightmares every night and I try not to recall that day. This is why I do everything so specific now. He's choosing the warm side a lot more today. When he used to do this, he slept slightly earlier than the usual 9 PM. It was more like 8:30, closes his eyes and goes to sleep, even though the lights are on. A bit strange, a bit peculiar. But I'll make sure to write that all in the folder. There was one time when he was sat on that branch there, and my leg was out. It wasn't even that far away from the tank, but he tried jumping onto it, and for some reason he slipped. His claws weren't sharp enough, and he fell on the floor and he was panicking. He was like, his legs were flapping around everywhere, and I hated it. I hated it. I had to cancel all my plans that I had that night just to make sure that he was okay. And now I never have the glass open, even if I'm near it, unless I'm getting him out. And even thinking about it from that day is horrible. It's just horrible. He looked so scared, and he was so helpless on the floor. Anyway. The exact tank is positioned from low, and it gets gradually higher and higher and higher until it reaches the hammock. This gives them the gradient decline or ascension. Helps with their echolocation. Now, one thing that really infuriates me actually, one thing that was incredibly annoying, I have a cat called Tequila. Now, this cat I loved so much. He was my world. I brought him in. I always was panicking when he stayed outside for too long. When it was hot days like this, he came in and he greeted me with his hand. Not his hand, his head. He headbutted me, and I always headbutted him back. Yeah, about the cat, it was like, I don't know what got into him, because he used to come home every night. I let him in, and there was one time where I was looking for him. I was searching, I was calling his name, I was shouting it for so long, and he just wouldn't turn up. And you know what I did? You know that like soundtrack from Harry Potter, do you know, in, I think it's the last film, you know when Snape dies? Yeah, that one. That is the song that I was playing, and I was so sad and so melancholy because I thought he abandoned me. He abandoned me. It's like, what? I fed him so much food. I gave him way more than I should have. And he just disappears now. Someone's clearly given him caviar or steak tartare. Something a lot better than what I can give him. Tequila was my best friend. I had that cat in here all the time. And I treated him like he was family. He was family. I gave that cat the world. And now he goes to the street, doesn't even look at me anymore, doesn't even look at me the same way. I walk up to him, I try and stroke him, and he puts his head up and walks away. What the hell is that cat doing? I know they say cats aren't loyal, but holy moly, I didn't realise they were that unholy. That cat was my best friend, and he betrayed me. He betrayed me. So now I don't even talk to the cat anymore. We had a one-on-one thing. I always talk to him, I spoke to him in this room, and now he doesn't even listen to me or do anything. I don't even let him in here. I look at him in disgust. It's disgusting how he treats me now. Everything I did for him. That's why I'm always in here, I'm always talking to him. He's not just a lizard. He's not just a dragon. He is my best friend. I know he's loyal, and I'll stay loyal to him. I always will. I always will. Right? This is where I keep all the bugs. Some pots ready. You do the entire process of gut loading. These are all the old ones that he hasn't eaten, so I left them to the side. They have eaten all the food that I previously gave them, but what I do, I get them all one by one. Now this is a challenging process because they do actually run around quite a lot and they jump really high, but I get all the old ones. You can tell the quality difference, the batch. These ones are a lot blacker. They look like they've had a suntan a lot. Compared to the baby ones, they're a lot greener. Really green. Yes. I don't want to get poisoned, you know. One of these things would take down a human if you're bitten. I've looked into the venom. Oh. A lot of these are actually, unfortunately, passed away. We finally put them all in here. It took quite long, but they do move in herds. So I'm just cleaning out the old container. These are the supplements. This is poultry meal, carrot, mealworm, calcium, protein powder, shrimp, celery, beetles, locust bean gum, apple, mineral powder, parsley, silkworm, dandelion, dextrose, alfalfa, squash, blood powder, snails, papaya, banana, broccoli, whole egg, hibiscus, earthworm, vitamin B prefix, raspberry, spirulina, honey, bee pollen, and blueberry. This one is the organic supergiant. You can also give this to humans as well. We pour this into there. Out. We did have a few Frank Morris's, a few escapees. There was one I think that jumped out, but it's missing. So hopefully it finds its way to the garden. They do like it. No, I've never had complaints about the space. You know, I do look at them often, just as like I look at Lord Michael Eli Vhagar Ermantraut. Yeah, no complaints. Spring green, otherwise known as spring greens. It's the same, America and UK. But this is the main source of vitamin C and vitamin K. It's an antioxidant, supports collagen synthesis. You know, bone protein synthesis. It's the osteocalcin activation. So, you know, it works quite well with helping prevent blood clots. It's also immune support and tissue repair. So that's usually enough. This is the layer that I put all the wet food on just so it doesn't dry out. This is a courgette. There's a carrot, sweet potato, butternut squash, red bell pepper, and this selection is watercress and rocket. Now a lot of this is zinc, a lot of this is iron, potassium, selenium, probiotics, antioxidants, B vitamins, B1, B2, B6, B12. I am confident that this is the exact nutritional profile that you can give to the lizard. This is 2 years of research all put into one thing. Boom. Now, I layer it. King powder. Dries it up a little bit more. Spirulina. Like that. These help the locusts digest the food. Give them hiding. If they're not in hiding, they get scared. Puts them off eating. Would you want to eat a food when a bear's chasing you? Usually the hardest part is I have to get every single one of these with the tongs, put them into there, and then wait 24 to 48 hours for them to eat all the food. That is the full gut load of Eli's dinner. I forgot to mention that I'm also growing him dandelions and lots of other exotic plants. The thing people don't understand is that what he eats, that matters. Like that is the thing that matters. I'm essentially feeding the food before I feed the food. You know, a locust that's been on butternut, squash and dandelion for 48 hours is completely different to a locust that hasn't been on that for 48 hours. So that's what I'm managing. I'm like his Hollywood manager. I'm his mentor. He has to be able to go from 102 degrees to 75 degrees. Now that's not optional. He's the most consistent thing in my life. Like everything else is variable. Plans, project, work, you know, that can all be done separately. Eli needs the same things every day and I give that to him. And I've never missed a day. Not even in the year. Not ever. And I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, I think he trusts me. Which is, I mean, he's a dragon, so it's not like he... I think he does. And that's like, yeah.